You bought yourself an Amazon house, but where are you going to put it? Welcome back to Keys and Contracts. My name is Brianna Coleman. I'm a realtor here in the great state of Maryland, hence the crab broche. You bought yourself an Amazon house, but where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put that thing? The Amazon house is all the rage. Maybe last week, people were looking at it. People were like, oh, I can buy a house for $30,000 and just put it up. And, you can have your house. You can have your tiny home. You can have, whatever you want. But where are you going to put it? If you have an HOA, you can't just buy a house, put it in your backyard. You have to find the right piece of land, the right lot to put that, put the Amazon house, the tiny house, anything you want to put on it. It has to be the right land. So here's a few things you need to know about buying a home, any kind of, I'll just say like non-conventional kind of home. Of course, you're going to have to put it on some land. And if you're looking to go into a development like a PUD, it's not going to happen. Those HOAs are not going to have it. They have so many restrictions. And for the most part, those HOAs, especially if you're paying $100 a month, you're paying even $50 a month, whatever you're paying, more than likely, if you don't see it already existing in the neighborhood, they're not going to have it. So when you're looking for land, you definitely want to look at places before you purchase that do not have HOAs. And if they do have an HOA and say you really, really like it and you're not sure, you see different kind of houses. And of course, if you're working with me, I'm going to do this legwork. This is just so you know what to expect when you're buying land. You can't just pick a land, say it's cheap, and then buy it. So anyway, you will have to get clearance or some kind of something from the HOA to say, hey, I can buy this house, I can buy this land, and at least to the HOA, I can put on this what I want to put on it, okay? Then you're going to also have to consider zoning. Zoning is very, very important. Some people plan to subdivide the land where you buy, let's say, 10 acres, you got kids, and you want to split it up. Not every zone is going to allow subdividing one parcel of land. Some of it has already been subdivided. Sometimes in a zone, you just cannot subdivide the land, period. While you're thinking, oh, I want to get a tiny house for me, my kids, and we're going to live on this 20-acre lot, a 20-acre lot, we'll have a farm. These are the things that you have to think about before you commit and buy land. Another huge thing you have to think about, and it's going to affect the pricing in purchasing land, like drastically. So when you're trying to buy land and you might see, okay, here's an acre. I can buy this acre for $20,000, or I can buy this 3-acre lot for $20,000. Now, of course, state by state is going to vary. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper down south. And I couldn't even tell you how much a place like New York. I think I'm going to look it up. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to look up to see how much land would be in New York, or is there land in New York? I don't know. I'm sure, of course, like on the outskirts, but I mean like in the city, like New York City, are they even selling land? Anyway, so as you are looking at prices and different pricing for land, you have to realize that sometimes the land that's the cheapest, for the most part, the land that's the cheapest has not had a successful percolation test. And I decided to talk about this right now because right now we are in the middle of what they call wet season or perk season. And that's the season where you would apply and have a perk test done, a percolation test done on the land that you have purchased, that you already own, that you're under contract with, whatever the case is, you would have it done on that land. The percolation test is basically going to tell you if the lot is buildable or not. If it fails the percolation test, or if you know that the lot has failed the percolation test, you know you will not be able to build on that lot. And that includes having a tiny house. You will not be able to put a tiny house on that lot. Now, it could be different in different places, in different states, but here in Maryland, you cannot do it. If you find a lot that's a lot more expensive, it depends on the condition, the location, if the lot has been cleared, and if it already has a percolation test. If it has a percolation test, it can almost triple the cost of that lot, at least the list price of the lot, because that takes a lot of work away from the buyer, from having to go get it perked and taking that chance that you could be buying a lot that's not perked. Now, I always try to protect my people with contingencies and things like that. But say if you get a lot, apply for the perk test, get everything together for the percolation test to be done. The hole's dug, it fails, and the lot, you find out now the lot is not buildable. You will, unless a seller takes some serious contingencies, for the most part, you will be out of that money. And it's not cheap, but it's a cost that you may be willing to pay if you're trying to save some money in the short run. There's other ways that you can look at a lot to see if it has a good chance of perking. So there's some things that you can do on the back end before you even put an offer in on a raw piece of land that has not been perked, that has not been cleared. Nothing has ever been done to it. Those are the things that can make a really big difference in the price of the land. And you can run comps on land just like you would for a residential home. It's a little bit harder because you also have to consider sometimes the topography of the land and certain things you can kind of tell from the maps. It's a lot of things you have to consider when you're trying to do comps on land. So it could be the two same acres, they both have all trees, but one land could have a hill. When you walk on the land, it could have a hill that goes straight up. One could have a creek that goes through it. So that's going to drastically change how much area in that acre you can actually have a house on, you can actually build on. Which one do you think will be cheaper? The one that has a hill or the one that's completely flat with trees? Of course, the one that's completely flat, even with the trees, is going to be worth more than, or be more valuable maybe to a buyer than one that has a hill. That lot may never sell unless someone is buying it sight unseen. They're like, oh, it's just trees, it's a piece of land, it looks fine, and they just buy it, not realizing that the hill, is just ridiculous. So like I said, the reason that I decided to do a video talking about perk testing is because now here in Maryland, I'm not sure how it works on other coasts with the in other states like West Coast, South, Midwest, and everywhere else. But right now in Maryland, pretty much all the counties perk season has started. It actually started at the very end of January. If you're looking for raw land and if you're looking to flip land, this is one of the best times to get your applications in and get your perk testing done on some land that you may be interested in. Now, if you own some land already, so I've had people contact me who own land and are they're either looking to sell it or just kind of keep it in the family. So those people could also benefit from getting a perk test done because it's going to increase the value of your land threefold, at least. However, if you do the perk test and it fails, that could really significantly decrease the value of that lot. And every time I talk about perk and perk test, of course, I always think about
time for the percolator. It's 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 time.
If y'all can't tell, I'm doing this video at night and it's really not even that late, but I am tired. Okay, it's been a long day today. So yeah, those are a few things that you should think about if you're trying to buy some land, put a tiny house on it. There's a lot more factors into buying land as well. I just gave you a few here. I can't give you everything here in one video. And if you're looking for land in Maryland, please give me a call, contact me, and I'll be happy to assist you in finding your perfect lot. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching Keys and Contracts. I'll be back on Thursday. I upload Keys and Contracts episodes every single Thursday. I am on a roll. Every single Thursday, I have put up a video in January. And can you believe it's 5 Thursdays in February? So this is, I think, the second video for February. So I'm just rocking it. I don't know how many more Thursdays we're having this year, but you'll see me every Thursday. Guaranteed. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.